Let's talk a little bit about WWE Unreal. We previously reviewed episode 1 of the 5-episode series. We'll talk about episode 2, maybe episode 4 today. We're not going to review episode 3, the episode that focuses on women. If you close your eyes and think, what would Jim Cornette say, you're probably right.
Oh, I'll tell you exactly what I said. I started watching episode 3, and there was a few minutes of Chelsea Green. And I'm not opposed to Chelsea Green. She's got a very animated spirit and an expressive face. But after I started fast forwarding to see when maybe we would get back, more of the world title match or what's going on with The Rock.
You were looking for Rhea. Who you kidding?
No, Rhea was on the previous show. She don't have to be on every show, but something at the main event level. And I kept seeing girls, and I realized I was all the way through the end of it and hadn't seen any guys on the. Because for whatever reason, I can get some indication of the freeze frames on the fast forward on these programs, but not on the goddamn Raw. I don't know what's going on. But and that's why we didn't watch 3, because my time was limited. But go on about 2.
Well, let's talk about WWE Unreal Episode 2. Again, this is all kind of the road to WrestleMania. Let's pick up from where we left off with Episode 1, Episode 2.
Well, they were coming up at this point on the Royal Rumble, and they started the show with a nice piece on Dusty and how Cody was saying, boy, I wish he could have been at WrestleMania to see him finish his story. And they showed Triple H giving Dusty's Rolex that he had sold previously to Cody as a gift, as a present. Of course, making Triple H the benevolent, ruler of the kingdom.
How in the world did they find that? If Dusty pawned that watch.
Well, no, they didn't say he pawned it. They said he sold it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was pawned, but maybe you're right. Maybe that makes sense.
No, well, I would think if you got a Rolex and you want to sell it, Dusty Rhodes was probably, realized that he had contacts that might have money to buy a Rolex, right?
Danny Brown, you're looking for a Rolex.
I'll make you the world junior heavyweight champion and sell you my Rolex, kid. But these moments are nice. And again, this show is very well shot and edited and produced. It's very visually appealing and etc. And I said the things I liked about the first episode. There were things I liked, things I didn't, but I didn't hate as bad as I thought I would. But there were more things I liked in episode 1 than I've seen in any of the episodes since. You had Punk and you had Rhea and you had the people that they were focusing on. When Seth and Punk were talking about, well, we really don't like each other. And Rhea, her real injury that she went through rehab for and the surgery that was kind of making it, okay, this shit is dangerous. And there is an element of, there's heat between these people. I thought they were going to maybe try to lean into some of that and make it like a really cool, a boost, a bonus to their programming. By behind the scenes, there really is strife and people jockeying for power and trying to cut each other's balls off, that type of thing, where it would be interesting. Instead of it's all fake. But one of the first, times you see the people at Gorilla in this episode, number 2, was in one of the writers' meetings. Are we going to let Owens pile drive Cody eventually? Are we going to let these fucking guys and girls in suits and little fucking sissy sweaters sitting around a board table with laptops talking about whether they're going to let the top heel give the top babyface a fucking move, to me, kills wrestling. Again, the whole idea is these motherfuckers are supposed to not give a shit. Whether you want them to do shit or not, they're going to do it anyway. That's what makes them star. The Steve Austin principle. Can you imagine if in the Stone Cold heyday, if they'd have had some Ed Koskey, again, as I've said, the blandest white human being I can possibly imagine. Well, I don't want to let Steve Austin do this. What the fuck?
Should we let Steve Austin give Vince a stunner? Should we let him do that? It would kill the whole Steve Austin thing.
It would have killed the biggest program in the history of programs, Austin McMahon.
But again, this is all about showing you how brilliant the creative team is, putting things together. Tons and tons of whiteboards, and lots of things planned out, sometimes days in advance.
And that's another sign Vince is gone. They've got things planned out days in advance. So they did a long recap of Cody and Owens on the Saturday night's main event match they had, where he pile drived him. And again, that package pile driver was one of the things of beauty I've ever seen in wrestling. Perfect. Owens gave it perfect. Cody took it perfect. Looked great. And they've got the chaos with Triple H and Owens yelling and cussing at each other and shoving each other. And then they come back to Gorilla and Owens and Triple H are hugging each other. And oh, thank you. Yeah, I just went with it. Have you noticed that whenever so far they've had a camera in the writing room and Heyman has been there, he just sits there and silently humors people, but you don't hear him speak?
That's the secret to his success. The brilliance comes from not speaking until everyone else has aired out their dumb ideas.
Well, yeah, and also I get the idea that he's not anxious to have any of it broadcast either. So they were at the Rumble. Again, Cody beats Owens in the ladder match, and then they talk to each other in the back, and Owens is apologizing, like, did I set you down okay? I wrote, and also I was just writing brief notes because I was laying in bed because it was late and I was trying to catch up with this shit. Somebody needs to mess up Ed Koskey's hair. I'm offended by the presence of him on the planet. They showed Triple H laying out when they put the mark in the Rumble. What was his name?
I Show Speed.
So that he was telling him everything is going to happen and everything. And then they showed it just as he said it was going to be. At least Braun murdered him.
What'd you think of Triple H sitting there in Gorilla with Stephanie by his side the whole time?
Well, it wasn't surprising. I mean, she was there that night too.
Most people don't bring their wives to work to sit next to them while they're doing their work.
Well, no, she was there to fucking welcome them all, wasn't she? Wasn't that the first night she was back in some type of welcoming segment? And it's easier for her to get on camera if she's sitting next to him, even though she has absolutely jack all of shit to do the rest of the show.
Next time on Stephanie's Places, this is her place right here next to her men.
Hey, there's no demand for seats in Gorilla. There's plenty of room. Everybody doing work can sit elsewhere. But I'm not liking it as much as I even did at the start because they're focusing more on the fact that they know everything that's going to happen, every move that's going to be made, everything that's going to be said. And they're calling it. And when I see one of these fucking blobs saying, I'm going to tell, or I'm telling a fucking wrestling star what to do or what not to do or what they can't do, it just, can you imagine if we'd have seen backstage footage in the movies from the 40s of like Don Knotts trying to tell John Wayne how to shoot a Western? It would just have killed everybody.
Well, again, a lot of people thought a lot of the focus of this was about showing you the genius of Triple H, and there certainly is a campaign beyond this show to make Triple H, as you put it, the Dana White of WWE, the face of WWE. This show seems to be something that they're using to help solidify that.
Well, it's solidifying for me, sort of like goddamn constipation.
So are those all your thoughts of episode 2?
That's pretty much, yeah, because did I go to sleep on the end of it or did anything else happen? I can't remember.